Hello everyone, and welcome to another Redstone video. In this one I'm going to be talking about mud to clay converters, because it links into a bit of a project that I've been working on recently. And the common way that people do clay farms is they'll have a big platform with dripstone, and they'll slowly move the blocks across the platform so that it converts into clay, and then you put all the blocks into like a blast chamber, and you get your clay out. The trouble is that even if you make your platforms absolutely massive, there is a small chance that you'll get some mud in the output chest, which isn't necessarily a problem on small scale farms, where actually the mud is a useful outcome. But on large scale farms, it would be really convenient if you could have your mud and your clay separate, or just have clay as the output, so that you don't have to mess around with any item filtering. And yeah, what I've come up with is this little circuit here. And this essentially detects whenever a mud block converts into clay. I've got it set up on a little clock with a command block here. So if I just turn that off, we can see what happens when the mud here turns into clay. And if I just sprint for a little bit until it converts, I should say I've got random tick speed at the default value for this video. There we go. And you can see the clay block has been retracted into the block stream. And now if I were to power this line, we can see that it would start up again. And it's a really simple circuit. You can basically see how to build it from this angle here. All of the ingredients are in this chest here. The only thing that's missing from that is how to get the minecart in the right position. And the easiest way to do that, I've found, is by placing a powered rail on the observer and then just powering it like that. And that will do the extension right there. Now in this case I'm going to need to just reset. So really simple little circuit, and yeah, guarantees that every single block in the output stream will be clay. And yeah, it's using this really cool little circuit here, and this is essentially a little pressure plate, but because it uses the drip leaf, its hitbox is just smaller than a full block. It's actually 1/16 below a full block, which means that if I stand on a clay block, nothing happens, right? Because I'm not touching the drip leaf. But mud has a hitbox that is 1/8 of a block shorter, right? You can see the 0.125. And that means that if I stand on this corner, I'm actually on the drip leaf. And now this lamp turns on, and you can extract that signal with an observer and a copper bulb. And yeah, the way it works is that whenever a drip leaf starts to fall, it gives an observer output. And if you send that signal back into the block, powering the drip leaf, it will return to its upright position, right? Because if you power a drip leaf, it doesn't drop. And this basically forms a little clock where the drip leaf starts to fall, a signal comes in and it puts it back up, and then that signal goes away and it starts to fall again. And so you basically have a little observer clock here that you can turn into a steady signal using a redstone lamp. So yeah, that's basically how this works, is it detects when the block turns to clay because it lifts the minecart back up, and that turns off this redstone lamp, which then switches this T flip-flop, and that retracts the piston. Nice and easy. And it is tileable, so I've got 11 stacked together here, and you can see I'm getting clay blocks as the output. The idea being that you could stack multiple of these next to each other. They are 7 wide, and actually I could place the this line of redstone here, and it would tile correctly so long as the redstone dust is being deflected and not powering the lamp there. But yeah, this is a fully working system. Now, would I actually recommend building this? The answer to that question is probably no, mainly because it's quite expensive, it requires a lot of entities with all these minecarts, and as a result it's also not particularly quick, because you only have, in this case I only have 11 dripstone running, whereas this big platform over here I've got like 100, right? But what I would recommend is using this circuit for a block splitter. So this is that same clock system and the redstone lamp, but in this case I'm using it to filter clay blocks and mud blocks. And again, you don't really need a full tutorial, you can see the whole build right here. Basically whenever a clay block comes in, it lifts the minecart up, and that turns off this redstone lamp, which pulses the piston at just the right time that the clay blocks come out this way, whereas the mud blocks do absolutely nothing, and so just get moved over, like that. And yeah, that's basically all I wanted to talk about. Hopefully this is useful to anyone looking to build some clay farms. And with that, I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.